What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Cosmic Carrie here, bringing another World of Tanks video. For those of you that are new here, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. And for my regular viewers and subscribers, how is everybody? How is everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody is good. And as you can see, I have unlocked the SU-101, the Tier 8 Russian TD leading up to the 263. Finally got my hands on this little thing, and very happy with it. Very surprised, not in a positive way, or neither in a negative way, but I must say, you know, there's like a story to each and every tank that I play, and there's I don't know, there's always you start off either on the wrong foot or the right foot or this foot, or you're pleasantly surprised, or you're unpleasantly disappointed, or this or that. But so anyhow, I unlocked the 101. I unlocked the 101, and it wasn't like some kind of big wow, I've got it, this, that, or you know, I had a look at a few reviews on the thing, and you know, it's very similar to previous tank, the SU-100 M1, the Tier 7, its rear mounted turret and all of that stuff. So I was expecting something similar along the same lines, I guess, but we're moving up a tier, so we're moving up a tier. You know, I was expecting improvements, and I was initially I have to say I was deeply disappointed with the tank, because for the life of me, I could not figure out the positives in this tank. I really couldn't figure out the positives in this tank, and truth be told, with this line, I've heard a lot of nightmare stories. I've had a lot of nightmare stories saying, oh, the Tier 7 is awful, Tier 8 is awful, that grind, this, that, you know, all of this good stuff, bad stuff. and I'm kind of still waiting, you know, for the, you know, the bad times to kick in. There aren't necessarily bad times, it's just towards the end of the SU-100M1, it got a little bit agonizingly boring, I would say, and I was kind of dreading those last 10-20 games that I did play, and that was not down to the tank. It was just, you're a TD, you're doing this, as you can see up on screen, which is, you're just sniping. I mean, it's fun initially, it's cool, but after a while, you know, it's kind of like, okay, you know, I want to see some action, and you can't see any action, you know, because it's taking up my hit points. You know, 990 Tier 8, that is so low. You've got to preserve those hit points. Right now, I'm in a tank that could be free-shotted by a Tier 8, you know, Tier 7, and Tier 9s and 10 can basically two-shot me, one-shot me, you know, easy. So you're not going to be seeing that much action. You're a sniper, you're a TD, you've got low hit points and all of that good stuff. But I was very perplexed with this tank because I couldn't figure out the positives. I could not figure out the positives. I wasn't very impressed by the gun. I knew it had very decent, this is the 100mm, 219 pen and 320 damage, 2 point, I think it's 0.9 aim time and 0.312, I can't remember, accuracy. So I knew everything about the gun. I was actually hoping for a meteor gun, but I didn't get it. What can you do? And I don't know why. You know, I said, you know, to Owen, I wonder what kind of gun you get, you know, on this tank, and he was like 100mm doofus, or actually you know, and you know, yeah, such a SpongeBob sometimes. But for the life of me, I couldn't figure out the positives of this tank, because when I get in a tank, I try to push the positives, you know, the advantages of that tank to the max. in order to get the edge over other tankers, other players, and achieve victory and push the positives of my tank to the max. And what I'm trying to E100, angle, Wolfie, just hide, don't ever get spotted as much as possible. Bat chat, speed, and it's just all about those advantages, and pushing those advantages, into the enemy players' faces and saying, in your face, you cannot compare my, come close to my speed. You cannot penetrate me because I'm going to angle so well, and all of that good stuff. And with this tank, I was saying to myself, I don't get it. It's exactly the same as the previous tank. I've gone up a tier, and there aren't any strengths. There aren't any strengths. It's got that quick reload speed, yes, very, very decent reload speed, but we've moved up a tier, and we've not only moved up a tier, but we're into tier 10s. These are tier 10 games, and this first game you guys saw at the beginning, I was ranked bottom, and I figured it out after about 5-10 games. I figured out the main strengths of this tank is the fact that it's so low profile. It is so low profile. It is so tiny. It is so small that the camo factor is unbelievable. It is so good. It seriously reminds me of the camo factor on the E25. I can be unloading my gun, and I will not get lit up. If I position myself perfectly behind a bush or this or that, I will not get lit up. I don't get this E50 down below. I do get lit up once in a blue moon by him. I believe it's proximity, but I thought proximity would have kicked in way quicker than it did. I've believed that E50 down below the whole time I was lighting him up with my proximity, but for some reason he wasn't lighting me up in return. Was that because of my camo factor? Because I'm in this tank? I'm not sure. I'd like to think that's exactly what it was. He saw me like a boss. I said, okay, I can drop down now and shoot him in the butt. I was waiting the whole time to do just that. But the main positives I found with this tank, the main strength that I need to push with this tank, and it's going to be a long grind because it's 150k XP to reach the next tank in line, is the camo. It's a small tank, it's a tiny tank, and it is rear mounted turret, just like the SU-101. But it's not as tall. As you can see, it's not as tall. The SU-101, you saw me playing in it, and it had a very tall rear mounted turret, and it kind of reminded me of the Waffentrager. It was just rolling around. It's very strong and all of this stuff, but it's like a giraffe. It's got a long neck, and you can constantly spot it. You can constantly see it, and it's lighting itself up, giving the game away, etc. And with this tank compared to the previous tank, it's like heaven and earth. The camo factor. Can you guys see what's happening up on screen? The mouse. And I load premiums. I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna get a mouse. I'm a tiny little tank. I'm gonna get a mouse. And but yeah, this tank has really good camo rating. It has really good camo rating, and I've acquired my Sixth Sense, and now I'm working on my camo. I'm working on my camo as my skill perk, whatever it's called, and most probably, halfway through the grind, I'm going to acquire my my camo as well. So very excited about that. I failed to mention my equipment, which is binocs, camo, and vents. Look, I could have been shooting at the mouse earlier, and this is me faffing up. When I get excited, I make mistakes. And look, I know what's about to happen. I know I don't, I need to, I need 2 more shots. And I knew he was going to get me. And I knew it, and I knew it, and I thought to myself, look, I'm just taking forever and a day. I'm taking forever. I could have got him. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But I got so excited that I was going to take out a mouse. I believe I've taken out 2 mouses so far in the game. And one was in my woofy, 150mm. I can't remember the other one. It was definitely not in my bat. Not yet. I think it was the E100. But yeah, but anyhow, jumping all over the place. This tank, fantastic camo rating. Once I figured that out, I've started playing games where I use my camo to the max, to this tank's advantage, and I'm having great games. Because initially, those first 4 or 5 games, I was actually playing with Owen and Sparky, and literally I was saying, I don't get it. What's good about this tank? I don't get it. It's rubbish. Oh, this is the nightmare tank. They were all saying, oh, this is the nightmare grind on this line. I don't get it. It's rubbish. And once I figured it out, and I started to notice, hey, I'm not getting lit up, and I'm unloading, and I've got a quick reload speed, and you can see this is heaven and earth, this game, compared to the last one. Last one I was ranked bottom, but I managed to place second at the end, so that was pretty decent. And but in this game I'm ranked top, and I know it. When you're ranked top tier, go for it. Go and have some fun. You can see I'm playing as a TD, but I've got an itchy trigger finger. I'm aching to get out there, basically. I'm being a little bit restless, and I'm seeing those green dots pushing forward, and I'm thinking to myself, I want to have some fun too. And a lot of heavies on the opposing team, as you can see, and I said to myself, I'm top tier. I need to be up there. If you're top tier and you got a quick reloading gun, you need to be out there. Never you mind about you're a TD and you've only got 990 hit points, etc., and all that bad stuff. You're top tier. Get out there, have some fun, buddy. So just to recap, I am not rolling. I will not be. I'll check out the 122mm. I'll definitely have a game or 2 in it. But that pen on 122, it's only 175. It's not going to work out for me when I get into those tier 10 games, most definitely. But a game like this, oh yeah, it'll make all the difference. Because it's 390 damage compared to the 320 damage on the 100mm. But what was I going to say? But for the most part, I shall be rolling out in my 100mm, 8.44 rounds per minute, pen 219, and damage 320. And yeah, I'm always going to go for pen. I'm always going to go for aim time. I'm always going to, I'm looking for those things. Those are the most important things. Alpha damage, of course, it's important, but it's not the be all and end all. It really isn't. I've mentioned this before. If you you unload you shoot one, you pen one tank, you might have a chance of another. So it's all about balancing. Balancing out the factors of each and every gun, and kind of figuring out what suits your play style, what suits you best, etc., etc. So anyhow, as you can see, is what was this map called? Was it Airport KV2? Hello, buddy, with the derp gun. And I say to myself, oh my god, he's got a derp gun. He could pen me in a blink of an eye. Take him out. Very fitting that I took out a KV2, and I'm Yes, it's very fitting that. Very glad I got that kill. So I believe up here, this is the part where, you know, the camo and the low profile of the tank kind of kicks in, so to speak. And it was very, very surprising. See me unloading. My guns, you know, usually your camo factor drops considerably when you fire your gun, but I'm firing my gun with impunity, and this gentleman has no idea where the shells are coming from, and I managed to take him out like a boss. And here we go, Carnarvon, and you can see I'm yet to be lit up. I've got 6th sense, so I've acquired my 6th sense, working on camo, and like a boss, not lit up, making the bad guys very, very nervous, very, very nervous indeed. And to my left, let's quickly help out with this woofie. Yes, I do get lit up because I'm all over the place, and you know, I didn't creep up to the bushes. I was sticking my nose out, all that good stuff. Currently leading 87, so it's kind of 50-50. Look at the map. I see those heavies on the left hand side, and I want to deal with those heavies because Artie needs to be dealt with on my left, but my heavies can deal with those. B, the 2 heavies pushing on our base need to be dealt with, but in order for me to do that, I need to take care of this Carnarvon first, because there's no point in me trying to take out those 2 heavies to my right if this Carnarvon is just going to shoot me repeatedly in the butt. So auto aim didn't work out. This time, zoom in, lower plate, there we go, good to go. Debate here for a second, shall I go for Artie? One Artie gets taken out, the second Artie, nah, I'm not going to make it in time. Either or, you know, I'll leave it to my buddies to take him out. I'm going to go ahead and there you go, see, Artie, good to go. And fell like a boss, hit this little rock here. And I'm going to attempt to get those 2 heavies. Can I catch up to them? Very quick tank, very fast, great speed, quick traverse, great for relocating, and all that good stuff. Anything involving speed, this tank, good to go. Gun depression, nothing. It doesn't have anything, but that's not the end of the world. You know, you can work with that. So as you can see, I'm not going to make it. My compadres are going to cap the base, and we're good to go. So anyhow, I just thought I'd share with you guys, anybody who's currently grinding up this line, or about to start grinding with this tank, keep in mind, camo, fantastic camo, hide in the bushes, low profile, small tank, very quick, good to go. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you on the battlefield. Adios, muchachos.